I think we're live.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome
what's
all.
going on? Oh, nice. We got some people here. Excellent.
There we did
Average
it.
is always around. We always appreciate the support, Average. You're everywhere.
Average
dude,
is our
literally.
number one fan.
He
Number one
is.
fan. And Leia Rose. What's up,
Yes.
Leia Rose?
True.
Yes. Good to see you both.
This is my debut on the Phantom
Yes.
Hooligans.
Yes.
So,
Strike has
thanks for
recently
having me.
become a hooligan. We're happy to have other guests on and stuff. We can put on what, 6 people? Yeah.
What's the
think so.
topic? We don't. That's a
So,
great question.
what
Leia.
is the topic?
That's a great question.
The topic should be
That is a great question.
we are going
Matt?
the topic the first topic is going to be about Disney Plus, and should it stay family oriented, or should it have more mature content? And there was an article that came out about 11 days ago. I'll share it. There we go. So this one, I found a lot of stuff on joeblow.com, and I know a lot of people on. It's such a funny name.
Low blow.
Joe
Blow.
Blow.
It's even worse.
Yeah, I know.
Low Blow.
It's even worse.
But they have a lot of articles. What movies the number one box office, blah blah blah, whatever. And I found this article, and I mean, I think it would be personally weird if we didn't have Deadpool on there, and some of this.
Yeah.
I mean, they have all this stuff they bought, so it just doesn't make any sense. Not that Disney always makes sense, but
Well, and the thing is, they're still producing movies that are R-rated. Like, if I remember correctly, Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be R-rated again. So if
it
they
has to be.
produce movies that are R-rated, why not have them on Disney Plus? Like that just doesn't make any sense.
But in the overseas version of Disney Plus, they have
I know,
like
I
the
have
Disney
it.
Plus Plus. You probably have in six.
I
You
have
probably have that, right? And
Yeah, I'm watching
and
The
got
Walking
stars,
Dead
yeah.
I'm watching The Walking Dead on Disney Plus. Like, I have everything on there.
but whatever that thing is called, which I can't remember right now, they do have adult content, right? So this seems
Right.
to be more of a U.S. problem. Why is that? I don't know.
Yeah, which I personally don't understand how that makes sense. I would like understand if that was like something in China, because I know they are sort of weird about some of that stuff, but because I know, for instance, when Rainbow Six Siege, this is game oriented, but just to get the point across, when they got to the Asian market, they had to change the skin for an operator because she had like face paint of a skull on her face, and they are like, yeah, no, we can't have skulls on like, skulls no go, so they had to change that. So I don't know if but like for the US, I think that is a very weird thing to do.
It is.
Well, on Average's point, right? I mean, I think there's just a lot now that they own multiple streaming services, right? It just seems very unplanned, right? I think they just gobbled up these other services or whatever without really understanding who's going to be where and what, or this or that. I mean, I just think they saw it as a money play.
Right.
So for me, I mean, as long as you can segregate somehow, to me, the content that a child might be able to click into or whatever on Disney Plus versus some of the more mature content, what's the difference? Right? With the parental controls and some of the other stuff that already exists, I don't understand why this is a problem, or why the service works one way overseas and it works a different way in the US.
Well, or you want to make sure that kids are not able to see these movies, I mean, just do it like Netflix.
Exactly.
Have accounts have the option to set it to kids account, so like 12 years, and then everything else is an adult account.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see what happens, right? I mean, whether it's Deadpool or any of the other stuff that they own now in the family of movies, to me, it would represent a subscription play, right? It's like, okay, come and see all this other stuff, right? I mean,
Yes.
people might want to subscribe for that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just Disney does these things that just make no sense. I mean, there's still some movie on there that they don't want on there. Like everything should basically be on there that's Disney or what they own, but it's the same with the, like Strike had brought up about the gaming stuff. They just don't put all this stuff in. It's like, you guys want more money, you want more subs. Like it's obvious, but they just don't do it. It's annoying. It's always annoying. So they should just put the mature content on there, like Deadpool, and then if it's a problem, then just put in more parental guidance suggested, blah blah blah, whatever.
I think it's called Star, right? I finally Googled it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Star's connected,
yeah.
I guess, in Europe with their Disney Plus. So. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know why they don't do these things, and it should just be on Disney Plus. There shouldn't even be a need for Stars. It should just be, well, this is owned by Disney, so just put it on there. Deadpool 1 and 2 should be on everywhere on Disney Plus. So, but it's not. I don't get these decisions. If I'm part of Disney or able to make suggestions besides just being a fan of certain things, it's like, just do it.
Well, I think what it comes down to, right, is there is still a smallish faction of Disney that sees them as the wholesome family company, right, where everything's a fairy tale, and you're gonna live out your best, most innocent experiences or whatever. And I'm not diminishing that. I mean, for a lot of us, that is what Disney was growing up, right? It was a way to perpetuate your most favorite childhood memories, and that's fine, but that's literally 50 plus years ago now.
I know.
Things have changed. Things have changed
a lot.
And we talk about when we talk about streaming content, right? And an excellent, they've invested all this money in owning these movies and these franchises or whatever. That's why I say it just seems like there's an inability for them to reconcile the two things together around, yes, we can still be the place where dreams come true, and we can also represent the best possible offering from a streaming perspective on these movies in a way that doesn't cause a 6-year-old to all of a sudden experience Deadpool as their first Disney Plus movie experience. I mean, come on now. I mean, we're not that dumb anymore.
I mean, there's freaking Black Hole on there. I just that's a dark film. I don't see a problem with them putting on Deadpool 1 and 2, since they own it.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, the whole thing just ended. Like, Disney can't buy certain franchises that are simply based on violence and just release them in a non-violent way. You can't just buy any franchise and just completely ignore what it was built on.
Right.
So, they just need to figure out what their stand is on this whole thing, because if they want to stay wholesome, then you just can't really buy those franchises that rely on violence.
Well,
or
they
would just buy them to destroy other competitors.
But there's sort of a Lego analogy here too, right, Strike? I mean, in regards to the same kind of concept, right? On Lego and violence, and it's so funny. My buddy has 2 kids, and one of them just turned 5 recently, and I bought him this little Star Wars flip book that had a snowtrooper. A Lego snowtrooper was in the front of the book. It's not an exclusive figure anymore, although it has the waistcoat and the backpack and all that. And so I brought him the book or whatever, and the biggest thing that he wanted out of it was he wanted the gun. He wanted to be able to shoot things with the snowtrooper and the gun, right? And he was like, I was like, what's going on? My buddy was like, well, the GUN. I'm like, well, I didn't even think of that, right? So of course he's shooting his brother with the gun and all this other kind of stuff. His brother is 1 year old. Where I'm going with this ramble is that there is a, to me that was the least exciting part of that snowtrooper character, right? Of course he has a blaster. I mean, not like they can really use them, but I mean that to me that was just a part of the figure, right? But for this child, that was the most exciting part of the figure. He kept saying, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" Put it in his hand, and it was, he's doing pew 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 and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh god, this might not have been a great idea after all. But I think that's where it goes into some of this other stuff, right? I mean, they're so impressionable at that age, right? And the things that they see as interesting for the rest of us, again, it's like, okay, it's just kind of, it is what it is. But for them, it's still a bit new. So I mean, I totally get the reluctance, but it just seems to me like it's still a problem that's very easily solvable.
Right. And I feel like they sort of misinterpret children in a way, because maybe I was just a fucked up child, but I mean, I played Order 66 when I was like 10, 9. I mean, I didn't see the movie before that, so that's, but like, I mean, even without it, I mean, war, I mean, even though it's fictional, I mean, it is violent in a way, but it didn't ruin kids. I mean, obviously, because otherwise we would all be lost, but.
Right. It's true. Yeah, it's something. Disney just needs to fix these problems. They cause all these extra problems for themselves. I understand that people are at odds with a situation like this with mature content, but Disney Plus should have as much content as possible. They have a lot, but they could always put on more.
Well, the other issue, again, I know we've beat this one to death, right? But the other issue is, it isn't so much how much content they have. It's they've made it so that nobody else can show some of this content.
Yes.
So if they can't figure out a way to allow the folks that would have seen it before to see it now, it's almost like, not only, so you're telling me I have to, subscribe to stream to this, and then I still can't get some of the stuff I would have gotten on Netflix and these other places because you haven't been able to figure out how you want to do that. It's almost like two slaps in the face, right? And that's the part of it for me. Which is like, I don't get that. Right? Yeah. It's like, don't take it away everywhere until you have a strategy to show it somewhere. Is my opinion on this one.
Yes, definitely. So do you guys want to add anything else to this, or should we move on? There was some Spider-Man news, of course. So we're going to have another Into the Spider-Verse, which I'm excited about, that Sony's going to be doing. We can pull up an article, or
let's move on.
maybe show some kind
of. And what about that? What about the villains panel? Did we see the villains panel? Can we put that up somehow? Was that cool or was it not cool?
It was cool. Yeah,
it was cool enough. How good does Willem Dafoe look, by the way? It looks like Willem Dafoe hasn't aged a damn day. The rest of them looked a little.
He doesn't age anymore. Bad.
Willem Dafoe looked literally like he just got out of the Polynesian back to spa, right? Because now that's a thing, by the way. Have you all seen this? The Twi'lek. Do we know it? Did you see this?
Yeah. Do you know how to share screens, Matt?
I don't. I'm fixing my glasses, but I think Strike would enjoy this. But the Twi'lek that we keep seeing in all the Book of Boba trailers, she owns a Bacta spa, and the rumor is the reason why The reason why she's there is because Boba in that back tank. Seriously, dude. He is using her Bacta spa.
All right, ma'am. I'm coming for the usual.
Exactly. So it's
right.
like the Polynesian spa is now is being canonized. With
Yeah, I
Twi'leks.
mean, it starts out as a joke, and then it's. Gosh.
You can already hear the memers like, I smell profit.
He's like with that thing on, oh, the Bacta spa.
Average said, no way, that's real.
It's true. It's very true. I think you all watch. It's very true. It's very true.
It's funny.
All right. What do you want me to do, Cash? I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I was fixing my eyes.
Oh, it's all good. You just need to go to YouTube. You know how to do share screen, right? Or
Yeah.
I guess I could do it, or Strike could do it, but and then we can go to this villains panel that you were talking about.
Let me look and see if I can find it.
And we should, if there's no music and stuff, we should be able to play. We should be good. Make the overlords at YouTube happy.
Let's see here. Who can we go to? Who are these people? Oh, it went on for a minute. Let me look up here at videos and see. I don't really want someone else reacting to it. What about this?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. The villains on the panel were great. I mean, William Dafoe. I mean, Jamie Foxx, and
Here, I'll stop sharing my
let's
screen.
see if I can share this. Share screen.
Since we're talking about something else.
Sharing the easiest.
I mean, it's still all, we can discuss Disney until our brain hurts, but
let's not.
yeah, let's not.
Let's see.
Okay.
Did it come?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's there. Yep.
I wonder if you'll be able to hear it though. Oops.
Depends on if you shared audio as well.
Can you hear it?
No.
No. So how do I fix that?
When you share your screen, you need to click in the little box to share audio as well.
Mm-hmm.
So stop sharing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. Oh, it's here. Wait, here it is. Stop that, and then let me.
So when you share screen, and then on the bottom left, you see audio of the audio of the system.
Look for share audio in the next window. Okay. Oh yes, I got it now. I didn't click that box. Sharing your screen and audio. Okay. How about now?
Back adventure in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Got it?
I know people say this
Yes.
a lot, but I mean it when I say that you're going to see things in this movie that you've never, ever seen before. About pumpkin bombs.
But we have seen pumpkin bombs before, right? I mean, I do love Tom Holland, but it's
Oh,
like,
no.
you're not going to see these things you've never seen before. Pumpkin bombs, electro shooting things. I'm like, well, I mean, we've kind of
he's
seen
kind-
those
Oh
before.
no, Nightbot is being a pain. Just
Nightbot.
told Leia Rose to stop
Poor
spamming.
Leia.
She put in caps.
Oh no!
Stupid Nightbot. Don't worry,
Oh,
Leia.
yeah.
We'll take care of
I can't-
Nightbot.
I had to
Stupid
put that in
droids.
back, but there we go.
Yeah, Average said watch the stream get taken down.
There we go.
If there's not
The
music
multiverse.
and stuff, probably not.
I've seen them
Audio
before,
seems-
I promise.
It's lying really bad.
It's
Just for
finally
me.
heading off. The word is out. Yeah, everyone
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
knows that he is Spider-Man. Just throw your fan theories out the window. They're probably not true, or are they? And get ready to see one of the most ambitious
What
films
a
we've ever
douche.
made. An incredible story with lots of
Yeah, I know.
laughter, high-flying action, mind effects, and some insane villains. No Way Home is the culmination of the Homecoming trilogy and the start of a multiverse
That does
of
look cool,
possibilities.
though.
Now I have the honor of introducing some legends. Please enjoy this exclusive panel with my dear friends Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Jamie Foxx here at CCXP.
By the way, Melina looks like
Whoa!
Melina is so
This
confused.
is amazing.
Where am I
Is-
and why am I
Is the
here?
video lagging for you guys
Turning
too?
to
It must be
Yes.
somewhere else. Okay,
franchise.
yeah.
His iconic role.
It definitely is
You know what,
lagging.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's no
You know
good?
what, Amy.
Well, it's
lagging.
lagging
I
for
don't
us.
think
I
I don't think it's on your end, dude.
You know, that as far as my camera hit and whatever.
Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah.
One of y'all want to do it?
These,
Yeah, you can just.
Hold on, I'll do it.
what are you doing? These incredible things.
I don't know. It might be just
But,
this
I mean-
video.
Yeah,
Also, I mean,
I'll
I
do it,
don't
'cause I am
it may
on
not
Wi-Fi
be on
here.
your end. So
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
my
you're on
thing
your
is not
Wi-Fi.
on. One of y'all do it because my I have to be on this
Mhm.
because I've got this Surface Pro is only Wi-Fi. Otherwise, I have to get another. I got
oh,
to get freaking cord.
okay. No problem.
Do you want the do you want this link, Strike, or you have it?
Oh no, I
Put
got
it
it.
in the,
I got it.
Put it in the private chat.
I got it.
Yeah, we.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
we
this is a
shouldn't
good
have
one or
any
not.
trouble
It's just the
finding
one I
news
found
each week.
somewhere on Reddit.
Well, I'm just gonna play the one on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Well, I
should
mean,
be
it's a
fine. It's the
YouTube
same
that I
one,
found
right?
on Reddit. So
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So this on the
Yeah, it should be fine. It's just they nail you with the copyright music nonsense.
okay,
the
sure.
But
I think
audio
as long as
should
we're
be fine.
trying to react to it and talking
Yep.
or whatever, I don't think it should be a huge deal.
You would, man. You need to accept the share screen.
Oh yeah. I got it.
There we go.
All right.
Excellent.
Tom, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I am Tom Holland.
Is it
You
good?
might recognize
Good?
me
Yes.
as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I am here to tell you that Spidey's back for an all-new adventure in
back.
Spider-Man No Way Home. I know people
I
say this.
I
I'm
know
shocked.
this is
I mean
I
it
know
when I
it's an
say that
unpopular
you're gonna
take,
see
but I
things in this
really
movie that
do
you've
like
never,
Tom
ever
Holland's
seen
Spider-Man.
before.
I
I'm
really
talking
do.
about Pumpkin
I do
Bomb.
enjoy it.
I
That
I
outfit
don't
was
I
really
don't mind
cool.
him.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
I know how-
Actually, I
I
think my
understand
next
how
favorite
you
is
might have
I think my
seen
next
one
favorite
before,
is
but I promise
Garfield. Personally,
Not like this, and
I
not
know everyone's
together.
like Toby.
No,
Toby.
no.
Peter is finally heading off
Garfield
to
was
college,
very
and the
good in
word
the
is
first.
I
out.
like
So
Garfield
yeah,
Spider-Man. I
everyone
really do.
knows that he is Spider-Man. So throw your
I think
fan
all of
theories
them
out
just
the window.
have their
They're probably
own
not true,
nice
Mhm.
aspect.
or are they?
Mhm.
And get ready to see
That's
one
why
of the most
seeing them all
ambitious
together would be
films we've
great,
ever made.
right?
An
So they're
incredible
all trying to
story
solve
with
the
lots of
problem
heart,
together. I mean, how
laughter,
awesome is that going
high-flying
to be?
action, mind-blowing effects, and some insane villains. No Way Home is the culmination of the Homecoming trilogy and the start
Yeah.
of a multiverse of possibilities. Now I have the honor of introducing some legends. Please enjoy this exclusive panel with my dear friends Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Jamie Foxx.
Dear
here
friends
at
now.
CCXP.
Once again, Alfred Molina. Alfred Molina.
Let's
He
see
just,
it.
he just looks
This
so
is
confused.
amazing. What excited me
does.
most
Look at
about
him. He looks so
returning to the
confused.
Spider-Man franchise and reprising these iconic roles.
You know what? I was excited knowing Amy for years, man, and knowing what she's done with this franchise. And she was explaining to me it's going to be hot, you know, and I didn't have to be blue and things like that.
Jamie Foxx
as far
is-
as my
I
character's
love Jamie
concerned, so
Foxx.
you're going to be a little more
Totally
hip
love
and
Jamie
whatever
Foxx.
Yeah,
like that.
he's,
And I get a chance to hang out with these. What are you looking at? You told me these incredible thespians. But I mean, to walk on set, man, and to see these guys, I literally like bow to them, and we just been having a ball.
Willen, how about you?
Willem,
He's just
you know, when I heard it, I
Look
thought
at how
it was
good he
pretty
looks.
nice.
How does he look that
Uh,
good?
I got
No,
Spirit pretty
dude.
good in the first film, but I thought, okay, they
I
can
got
figure
Spirit
out a
pretty
way
good,
to
yeah.
back-
How old
I
do
bet it
y'all
was
think
really
he
the
is? He's
pitch.
old.
And like James,
Gotta be like
I know
60s,
Amy's
maybe?
How old do y'all think?
She walked me through it, and then John, the
65.
director,
Probably
kind
60s,
of
I would
pitched the
think.
whole idea before
He's been around a
they had
while.
script, and it sounded like a lot of fun and a good
Let's see.
solution. And then when we went deeper into it, I liked the idea that I was returning to something that was same but different. It's a return to something I did before with that kind of history, but there's a spin on it, and that appealed to me.
Alfred?
For me, it's just about the money. Oddly enough, Will and I were talking the other day about how 20 years since his first Green Goblin,
Wow.
17 years since my first.
How
time
old do you
as
think
Doc
Alfred
Ock, and
Molina is?
These are the longest options that a studio has ever
Idea?
exercised on actors.
He's younger. I think he's
Younger.
younger than.
But it's the
Defoe.
material. The pitch was excellent, and I,
Maybe
to
like
be honest, when
68.
the idea was first
2 years older
suggested,
than Defoe.
my
Wow.
first thought was, hang on, I'm 17 years older. I've got chins.
I mean, he looks
I've
great for
got
that.
wrinkles. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, what what are they going to do? And then of course, I suddenly realized, wait a minute.
And it's
they've
so
got the
weird to
technology.
hear
It's
them.
serious.
to
His
hear these
actual
folks speak
accent,
with their
But
right?
it's
actual
been very nice to
accent,
come
right?
back
Yes.
to something that is is familiar, but at the same time completely new, because the technology has moved on phenomenally since in the last couple of decades.
Britain's taken
And so
over
that's it's kind of still exciting.
American cinema though for what
How did
more
it
than
feel
10
to put the
years now or
costume
something
back
like
on?
that,
It's
probably.
not new.
It's not new,
Wanna
man.
know the truth? Nobody
And Jamie
knows how
Foxx is 53.
uncomfortable those costumes
Yeah, he hasn't changed
Older
much
than I am.
either. He's-
But they look good. We are actors. You forget about the discomfort, and it's part of it.
He's amazing. Willem
But
Dafoe
but
is
the
100%
costumes
Great
are
actor,
much more
great actor.
comfortable
All these
than
guys
they
Never
are
were
seen
really
something
good
he's
quality
done that I
actors.
haven't.
Yeah,
the initial
I've seen a lot of
um,
stuff Jamie Foxx has been in. I
fitting,
enjoy Alfred
to
Molina.
create
for
the
sure.
costume for the Green Goblin.
Mm.
I stood
These
there
are
for
heavy
8
hitters.
And the
hours
nice
they
and the
put
nice thing
different,
about this trio,
preformed
I
pieces
can't believe
on me.
I have to say this, right?
Now,
but the nice thing about
They
this trio,
scan me and
they don't
can
go on
design
social
it
media and act
and then
like
make the
dicks.
costume
No,
and then
Right?
try
We
it on.
we
No,
know them
not
from
that
their
I've seen,
roles
no.
only. We don't know
Believe
anything
in
else
the
about them, and
technology.
I'm
No.
perfectly
And
okay
they're more
with that.
flexible. We
it'd
can
be
do more
nice.
things with them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how much we want to fool with spoilers, but
Oh, we love spoilers.
the look's a little different.
very
Old
sexy.
Norman and the Goblin are further down the line, and they have a few more tricks up their sleeve.
Of
So
course.
it's not an exact. There have been upgrades on the costume, let's say.
Mhm.
Alfred, how about you?
Yeah, well, the main difference between that film and this one is that
His glasses
the
are fucked up,
tentacles
by the way.
are
There's
all
other things that
kind
can
of
be done to
CG
the glasses
now. They're
now
all
in
kind- they're all being
2021, by the way.
superimposed on the later
He's
take, whereas
chosen those
in
fucked
the
up
original movie,
glasses.
they were
Just have to
mechanical, and I
say.
had them like
God
you know,
bless him.
attached to me, and we had puppeteers working them and stuff. So that's the big difference. But it's just a great story. It's a wonderful world to be in. You know, it's we're having, you know, if I say so myself, we're having a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Jamie?
I'm happy we got a brand new star, a brand new look. The blue when we did it the first time, it was look.
Jamie
man, I
just
didn't-
cares
I
about
didn't
that he's
care. I was
wearing
just happy to
gold.
be in this wonderful course, and it was like you said, it was.
But you have to understand, right? From these
sort of like
guys,
2-3
stand up
hours
tonight,
or whatever,
they
like that. But
probably
with this,
never
this
expected
new,
to be
this
in
new,
another
it's
Spider-Man
fly. The
movie
homies is like,
ever.
okay, now
Yeah,
Let
I
alone
think you're
So,
right.
well, cool,
together,
they still
this
roll with it.
epic
But,
one,
look,
Yep.
things coming out,
but
blah
in this
blah,
one,
all the rest of it.
just
So
feels
from their
more comfortable,
standpoint,
and I
what they
think it
got
feels
paid or
more,
not, putting it to the side, it has to be
today,
so
modern,
cool,
like not
Mhm.
trying so
right?
Oh,
hard.
yeah,
You know they had to
definitely.
love. They love
related
these
to
roles.
R&B. Back
These
in the
guys
day, in
love
R&B
these
used to have
roles.
Yes.
fringes on your outfit, and and like shoulder pads and things like that. Now you can sing, so it's like now we're just singing.
Yeah.
What do you love most about
Goodness.
portraying a villain?
Yeah.
The thing about
I agree
grounded
with
villains
Average.
is that, and this is what's so
Yeah.
wonderful about the villains in the Marvel universe, if you like, is that so many of them become villains almost reluctantly,
Mhm.
almost in spite of themselves. An accident happens or
Mhm.
some terrible tragedy, and it
Hey,
transforms them.
DC,
And
write
that's
that
what makes
down.
them very playable. 'Cause
Well,
it's not just mustache. twirling.
Although
There's some
actually
real
DC
This-
does a good
this-
job
depth
with
to it, and
villains, not
that's what
that
makes
This
much
them
phase
interesting.
4
And
of
in a
Marvel
lesser
has been
environment,
ups
us
and
as
down,
villains,
had
we
its
would
ups
just
and
be
downs, but
functionaries. We
I
would just be
think
there
Marvel's
to,
still probably
get the
doing
plot going.
better than
But
DC.
here we've
but
got real storylines.
DC
Oh,
can
yeah.
do
Back,
better.
we're,
I
they
know
are
right
right
real
now,
now,
people.
like the Snyder
And
cut.
so
Yeah.
it's
Green Goblin has a case to state this time.
yeah.
He's trying to make his case.
I just
A
been a big
philosophy of
Spider-Man
life.
film
It's not
for
just about
many,
some
many
kind of
years. So,
abstract muscle
You have
twirling.
been a Spider-Man
Harvard.
film. That
It's
is
about-
Are you
Man.
suggesting I'm a
and did I say film?
Now look
Fan.
here, I'm
did.
classically trained.
I said film.
I'm
I've
classic.
enjoyed the
Tricky one.
films.
Which villain is the most terrifying?
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy because,
That's
like I
funny.
said, we've just
Damn,
been
Cash, I
watching.
didn't know about it. I
I
didn't
know,
know that
right?
about
I
you.
didn't know I
Seems
was in one of the
personal.
Spider-Man films.
Damn.
because with Electro, it's like Electro and us. It's to the world. The world did me wrong, but when something is personal, and you could go all the way back to Shakespeare, When something is personal and that either that jealous thing, there's nothing that can beat that. No matter what costume you put on, no matter what you say. So when he speaks, he has the power, and I think you really. But I'm being
Okay,
right though.
sweet,
It'd be different
sweet.
if I was
Don't get
blowing.
embarrassed.
But
He
here's
is-
the thing.
he's
But if I was
supposed
blowing,
supposedly the
but here's
ringleader
the thing.
of
But
the
if I was
villains.
blowing smoke, he'd know it. Here's the thing. It's personal, and anytime you can get a character to be personal in a movie, it
Well, I
has
mean,
no-
I still love Django Unchained.
CXP is a
I
fan
like-
event.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there
Oh,
anything you'd
such
like
a
to say
great
to your
film.
Brazilian fans?
Well, I mean, if I may speak purely for myself, I think there is at some level, because we're professional people, there is some level where we don't want to let them down. You know, we want to give them something that is going to be worth their while.
Actually, that's what
but
some
the fact
actors
that
should write down. We're somewhat
a
of
huge
professional
percentage
people.
of the audience
Yes,
are
right.
comic book fans who know this world.
get paid
they
for
love
this.
the
Oh my gosh.
detail, they love the kind of the inside baseball of it all. I think
No, I mean,
that's
actually
important to
acting
us as well
professional.
because
I
you
know.
we want to we
That's
don't
what I
want to
said.
disappoint
Crazy.
that
Being
side of the
actors,
storytelling.
Mhm.
either.
keeping your personal
And so I
life
think it's a
behind
sort of
closed doors where it
symbiotic
should
relationship, really.
be, where it
Yeah.
had
You know,
been
they give
before
us
the
the chance
internet was
to
ever
give them what
created.
they want, and that's
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's just so much fun.
Whoa, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I mean, again, for what it was, for me personally, I thought that was great.
Yeah,
You could-
dude,
you
it's
could
great
tell-
to see
you-
those
you
two.
could
They're
tell
having fun. They don't look
everything
miserable.
they said. It was so
Mhm.
unforced, right?
Yep.
And I know they were told what they could or couldn't say or
Oh,
whatever.
of course. Yeah.
But they're just like, hey, we're back to do this stuff again, and we know how much people are going to love it and how much people have been missing it, and we're
Guys,
just so
guys.
happy to be here doing
Tom
it.
Holland, you might recognize me as your friendly
I wanted to
neighborhood
stop
Spider-Man,
it
and I am here to
at,
tell you that Spidey's back for an all-new
on.
adventure in Spider-Man No Way Home.
It was one
I
scene
know
that I
people say
thought
this
looked
a lot,
interesting.
but I mean it when I say that you're going to see things in this movie that you've never, ever seen before. I'm talking about Pumpkin.
This.
Yeah.
I think that outfit looks really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like he's got the cloak
Awesome.
over everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely has more of a comic vibe feel.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what they did
that's-
with Electro also, right? When they reskinned, literally when they reskinned the outfit, everything was made more comic accurate, right? And for Doc Ock, I think it was fine before. It's fine now, right? But for these other costumes, there was
Yeah.
a lot of feedback originally that was like these just they didn't feel right? They felt overly faked to me anyway, right? It just wasn't. It wasn't what you had thought of if you knew anything about it coming into it. And now I think it seems like they fixed that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great. And then we've got Into the Spider-Verse. We can also talk about that if you guys want to.
Yeah, the animated one that's
Mhm.
coming. Yeah,
That should,
doesn't give
be
anything
pretty
away on
awesome.
that.
Are they doing a second one?
Yes.
They have 2 more coming,
Mhm.
and they just
Yeah.
released the trailer. They released a
Crazy.
trailer for the one that's coming in October of
Got
2020.
Gwen Stacy and you got Miles Morales, and they have
think I
very
haven't
good
even seen the
chemistry in
trailer
that
yet.
movie.
Well, it's cool. Put it up.
Yep.
Doesn't reveal anything, but it's still fun.
We can pause if
See,
we have
okay,
to.
okay, listen,
YouTube
I hope
gets mad
this
at
trend
us.
continues, like Mando and Book of Boba, and if this
Mm.
one also didn't have any spoilers of trailers, continue this.
It would be nice. It would be great.
Well, again, it used to be, back in the day when I was young, a trailer was only about, stirring up interest. Hey, it's coming. It's coming soon. It's coming in 6 months, 9 months, or whatever. And it was never about revealing anything significant one way or the other. It was totally an advertisement. It's coming, like a commercial. And I think we should get back to that.
All right, I'll share this real quick. All right, here we go.
All right. Are we gonna have any problems with the music?
Nah.
I don't think so.
Nah, I think we're
I don't
okay.
think so.
Us and average, because I think he's his average the only one here.
Shit.
Got a minute?
Yeah. Oh, look, it's Haley Seinfeld again.
I know,
She's
right?
in everything lately. Like literally.
It's a long story.
I'm okay with
The
that.
room you
Yeah, it's fine.
It is, but my dorm room is very adult.
Right. No.
Oh, Leah's still here.
Hey, are these your drawings?
What? No, no.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sorry, Leia. I didn't know you were still here.
I missed you too.
Okay. So, what are you doing here?
I like this already.
This is cool. This is
See
cool.
you again.
Yeah.
Want to get out of here?
The dialogue over the music seems to be fine for the YouTube overlords.
Bummer.
You're not gonna follow her? Come on.
They're not going to strike us down. We're good.
Spider-Man? Grounded?
No.
I mean,
So when it's just music, it seems it's the problem. Yeah.
I had such a great time watching this first movie. And I
Yeah,
never
dude,
thought I
it was
would.
great. It won Best
it was so
Animated
much fun.
that year too. It deserved it.
I saw it in the theater three times.
That's
So much
at the
fun.
end of the credits, they were thanking Stan Lee because that was around the time he had passed away, and
Yeah,
it's great.
just a lot of fun.
Yeah, this just looks. I really like this art style still.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man 2099, right? That's the.
Yes, I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah, there's like what 5 different type of Spider-Mans or something.
That's it.
Yeah, it's all.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, part 1. See, there's going to be 2 parts of that.
so crazy. It's a
I don't know
lot.
when the second one's coming, but the first one's supposed to be October of 2022.
It'll be 3 years later, like Dune Part 2. Which is okay. I mean, I want them to take the time with this. As we see, when they rush, when the entertainment industry rushes, we get kind of crappy stuff. Sometimes worse than crappy. But
Yeah, I don't. Again, I think there'll be nothing wrong with watching them. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun again.
yeah, I think so.
It's gonna be great.
That looks like it.
Yeah. So what else have you guys seen lately besides Star Wars that you were excited about this week? We had a lot of Spider-Man this week, a lot of stuff about Spider-Man. There's other stuff going on. I really don't personally want to get into Santa's Inc. I know everybody and their brother has just ripped that to shreds. So.
I don't know. I just know you liked it a lot. I haven't
Oh,
watched it.
sure.
Yeah, I know.
I loved it.
You
Yeah.
love it. That's why I'm not watching it.
And then other people are talking about the Home Alone again or whatever. The Home Alone.
No. Dude.
You know, and I, even though we don't want to talk about it, what I will say is I wonder on these things, right? On some of these things, who are they making them for? Who
I
is
don't
the
know.
target audience? For
I
these
don't
things?
know anymore. I just don't understand. I mean, you know, if you're trying to sell toys or you're trying to do this or whatever, I don't get these decisions. And, you know, people just they just weren't happy. I mean, the Santa Inc. thing is a big deal because they're just, here we go again with people in Hollywood attacking fans for criticizing stuff that's just pandering crap. I mean, it is like it takes a lot for me to say, wow, this is pretty much crap. But Santa Inc. is pretty much crap.
I mean,
Chris
just
was like, let's try it. I'm like, oh gosh, it's really as horrible as they say it is.
I mean, just calling Santa Inc. for what it is, right? You take 2 Jews making a Christmas something.
2 Jewish people for sure, yes.
I mean,
And
again, there's nothing wrong with being Jewish.
Right, exactly.
Right? But I mean,
It's
the
just-
whole part of that, as you're talking about making this thing, I'm kind of like, again, and I thought it was a movie, right? And then it was like, no, this is
I
a
thought
series.
it might be
I'm
too. And
it's
like,
a
this
series?
is a series. And then I heard they might actually be pulling it from HBO Max, that it's that terrible and been just destroyed like that. It's like, you guys know that this could be so much better. Why are you sitting there and saying, but it's a big story with a lot of channels we know of, people who have been on other channels that we know of. And it's just because it's just trash. It's legitimate pandering trash. And people are like, wow, okay. People are all like, well, yeah, we can make fun of Christmas, fine. But the way they went about it and the pandering that goes on, people are just like, what the hell is this?
This brings me back to my original question, and regardless to how it all came to pass, right? who is the target audience, right? Because I
don't
would
know.
say I'm not
I
trying to blow
just
smoke
don't
up our
know.
own asses here, right?
Right.
But I would say we're a nice cross section of the target audience, and Leah and Average, if we haven't scared them away, same, right? It's like, but I don't, you know what I mean? It used to be again, I sound like an old fart, right? But it used to be back in the day.
Yes.
You wouldn't have to ask the question of who the target audience was.
Definitely not.
Things were made that
Yes.
was generally accepted as being okay. We're looking forward to this shit, right? And now it's like we kind of clinch up, right? Every time the stuff comes out, and we're like, "Is this for me? Is it for who is it for?"
Back in the day.
You know, back when I used to walk back and forth to school, 10 miles in the snow.
Yep.
Right? It's like I didn't
know.
have to worry about what I was watching later.
No.
Right? Because somebody, whoever, I don't even know who the somebody was then, to tell you the truth, but somebodies were putting things together that worked. Not everything worked.
No.
But if they didn't work, it was just bad.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't bad for pandering or for
No.
Jews doing Christmas or any of the rest of it, right? I mean, I don't get it. I don't
understand. They just, and they want to take an axe to this stuff and just trash it. If it comes back, fine. They can do what they want, but it's like, where are the new ideas? It's just
the sad thing though. The sad thing, Cash, is somebody saw this as a new idea.
I know. You're right. That's true.
This wasn't the Home Alone again or whatever.
Gosh, yeah.
We can say that was just one more tired reboot, right? But whatever the Santa Inc. thing is or isn't,
it's horrible.
Somehow it was seen as like, let's do this, right?
Yes. Somebody just said, let's go for
it. People are gonna love this. And I'm like, which people?
Let's go for it. I don't know.
What people? I think it had a 3%. A 3%. Again, Rotten Tomatoes is not everything, right?
No.
It had a 3%. On Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, Ryan Kindle showed some of the comments. It's just like, you just laugh. It's just embarrassing that they're like, oh, this is what entertainment is.
I'm
now.
sorry, Leah. Please.
Yeah, gosh, Leah is just getting trashed by Matt.
Leah, I'm
it's
sorry.
Terrible.
But
how dare you?
I know,
again,
right?
I'm like, oh. I didn't see the 8-Bit Christmas though. I wanted to see the 8-Bit Christmas.
No, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it yet. We should do a watch party of the 8-Bit Christmas, which is about them getting the original NES right back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it has Doogie Howser. Doogie Howser is the dad telling the story.
Okay.
I can't remember Doogie Howser's real name. Strike probably is like, who the fuck is Doogie Howser?
No, Strike knows a lot more than we get.
What is Cash? What is the guy's name? But you know the guy that played Doogie Howser.
Gosh,
nobody knows.
I can't think of his name right now.
He's always
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, thank you. Neil Patrick Harris is the dad in that show.
Yes, who was also in the Harold and Kumar. He was very funny in that, in the first one.
So I mean, to me that seemed like a decent replacement for A Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out. I mean, I think that's what they were going for in that particular. Oh no, I'm getting compared to Filter Kraken now. No, I'm really not. I'm really not, Leah.
Fucking good one, Leah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But bow down when you talk to me. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
it's a joke.
Yeah, no, it's.
No, but you know what I'm saying, right?
It was good having you in the stream, Leia. See?
I'm scaring away only one of our two people here. There would have been three, except I told Strike to come on the stream. I'm cannibalizing our only audience.
My goodness, don't worry. It's also the time, man. We'll have other streams at different times. It'll be fine.
But where I'm trying to go with this is, I think there's a way to tell new Christmassy stories.
Yes.
Right. That will resonate with folks that aren't weird.
No.
Right. That have a
definitely
cute
not
story behind them that makes you feel nostalgic for things that have come before.
Yes.
I just don't know what. Again, I don't know what Santa Inc. is trying to be.
I don't know.
But
And these
it's not good.
they
It's just
can't
not good.
stop doing this stuff. That's why, of course, stuff like Cowboy Bebop. It's because people love something so much, and there's a big audience for it, and then they go and they just take an axe, as I've said before, and they just pound it. They change the characters, they change the genders, they change this, and people go, "What the hell are they doing? Just do it better. You have all this money, and yet these people with these fan projects that are low budget do a much better job than all these other people in Hollywood now. It's crazy. And yet Hollywood is still
Ooh.
doing some good stuff.
Speaking of fan projects, this is sort of not this topic anymore. This goes back into Star Wars, but have you seen the latest post of cinematic captures?
No, I'm not.
Because I mean, his latest fan film montage, I guess, was amazing. So, but yeah, in general, like fan projects are through the roof at the moment. I mean, partially because technologies or this type of technology is just more accessible to casuals.
Mm-hmm.
Or to the general public, but yeah, it's definitely a blessing in that way that creative people that wouldn't have the option
Right.
to release a huge film or wouldn't have the backup, at least get to live out their creativity in this way.
Well, they just the biggest problem now with Hollywood, at least one of the biggest problems, they have a lot, but one of the biggest problems is all these characters, a lot of them are one-dimensional, or they have to be a victim, or they have to be this, and they're not as interesting as we've seen in the past, even in the future. I mean, stuff with Star Wars, there's still characters out there that aren't one-dimensional, which is nice. There's still characters in DC that aren't one-dimensional, but it's just they just don't, they're so afraid to come up with new ideas. Okay, here's a character, this is their powers, they go through this, but all these characters now, they're either changing old characters, bringing back new characters, and but they're all like my feelings, always my feelings. It's they could do so much more.
Here's an unpopular take.
That's why, like the Santa Inc., for example, Matt, that's a lot of that is my feelings. Why can't I be a part of this? Why am I not on the front line? Why is this? It's just like, this is stupid, man. This stuff is dumb.
So a couple of things right on this. I'll table what I was just going to say for something else I'm going to say instead. I guess I'll take a play out of the Robert Meyer Burnett playbook for a second, because you all know,
yes.
I think you all know I'm a pretty big Star Trek fan.
Yes.
And I've been watching Discovery and Picard semi-religiously. Mm-hmm. And so I am also, I've seen all the Discoveries, and I'm totally caught up on this most recent season. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that R&B is always going on about, I do have to align with, which is, and we see this trend. There's a trend here that I'm going with, right? They take something that's supposed to be aspirational, right? That's supposed to talk about what we can become and what we can do, and what takes us as sort of out of ourselves, right? And makes us really enjoy what we're seeing because of what we can do later. And they've ruined it now by putting in what we are right at this moment. Right. And they're bringing in all the tropes of today and the different things that are just, if I wanted to see all that, I would go to the local bar and have a conversation. Right. You know what I mean? It's not that I don't like, well, maybe I don't, but it's not that I don't like where we are right now, but I don't need to watch it in Star Trek. Right. I don't need to watch it in Star Wars, right? I don't need to be reminded of everything we're fucking up at this moment.
Yes.
In something I'm trying to see from an enjoyment perspective, right? And I think from what I know, because I haven't watched even the first episode, right? I think Santa Inc. is in this same trap.
Yes.
right? Where they're trying to make light of situations
Yes.
that I don't want to hear that.
No.
I'm living that right now.
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to see that
No.
as an enjoyment.
No.
There's nothing enjoyable about it.
Exactly.
And that's why, Star Trek and some of the rest of this is kind of like shoot me in the head. Because
Yep.
I don't I think that's why a lot of us have gravitated to, I've spent 15 hours
Mhm.
talking to y'all on YouTube this weekend, at least.
Yes,
I don't
we've
regret
moved around,
a
talked
minute.
to a
I don't
lot of
regret a
people, for
minute
sure.
of it.
No.
Right, but the reason why we're doing this is because the other things, although House of Gucci I did like,
I did
right,
too.
but these other things that we would have normally taken up our time, they're not fun
No,
anymore.
they're not. And then
The enjoyment's been removed on these things that should be fun.
yeah, and somebody said on one of the newscasts, you won't hear this stuff on more so the mainstream media, but somebody said it on like a different newscast. They said, why is Hollywood basically afraid to do fun movies anymore? We had this pandemic and we have all these dark films. And I was like, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
There's nothing
we
wrong
can't
with
have a-
having
we
happy movies. We should have every type of genre for people, but they're like so many things, and especially since the pandemic has been dark and gloomy. This has to be this way.
And
Yes,
we can't have comedies anymore.
No, we
Right?
can't make fun of
We
stuff.
can't because people get too butthurt over
Yes.
everything.
Yes, we can't have something like
Airplane.
I
We
Love
couldn't
You,
have
Man.
we couldn't have
we
Airplane today.
definitely could not have Airplane. No.
Right?
No
we
way.
can't. When is the last time we've gone out and seen a funny movie? Can you name any?
I can't. It's
Free
been
Guy.
at
Free
least
Guy
10
was
years.
funny.
I haven't watched Free Guy yet, so right.
It was
Free Guy.
funny-ish.
Free Guy isn't.
Not
I
a
don't know,
comedy,
I
though.
wouldn't
Would you guys
just
consider that a
put him in
comedy?
the comedy
No.
section
Okay.
because I think
No.
Free Guy is. I really enjoyed it, so I think it is a really good movie. But I wouldn't put it in the pure comedy
No.
lineup. But what I did notice lately with movies when they're like sort of noted as a comedy, like nowadays it's literally just ass and fart jokes. Literally,
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah,
they
because they're
minimalize.
so afraid to take a chance and talk about this person, talk
Mhm.
about this race, talk about that, and it's supposed to be just comedy. Seth
Average got a good
MacFarlane has
point.
fallen off. Yep, I haven't seen it.
Hitman's
I didn't see it.
Hitman's Bodyguard
I
and
didn't see it.
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard was really
But
good.
that's not even recent anymore, right? When
Yeah.
did that come out? A year ago? Year and a half? 2 years ago?
Probably
It was
2
during the
years
pandemic.
actually.
So again, I'm not saying it's not funny. I'm just saying it's at this point it's not recent.
Look, I mean, we can go back. I mean, however you feel about Anchorman or Old School or I Love You, Man or Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and those movies were funny. They had a good story, but
Mrs.
it
Doubtfire.
was Mrs. Doubtfire. That was a
Doubtfire,
funny
totally.
movie, yeah. But they're so afraid now, and who knows when we're going to get quality comedies again, if any. I
mean,
remember somebody on IGN was like, "Oh, let's there was some animated film that was really funny." It's like, is it really funny, or are you guys just looking for something? It's
No,
just it's
I
weird
just
to
thought
me.
about something.
Hmm.
June
Mrs.
16th.
Doubtfire would have
No, he's
probably,
right. June 16th. I didn't
Oh, yeah.
realize. June 16th.
Mrs. Doubtfire would have probably been cancelled just alone by the one scene where he does all the impressions in the park office. Would have
Yes.
been over.
But even above that strike, you can't have Mrs. Doubtfire now because it's a man
Yeah.
Oh no,
dressed
yeah, that's
as
right.
a
Yes.
woman.
Right. That's true.
Even taking aside the humor in it, it's
Mhm.
canceled
Yes.
from the very beginning
Yep.
because of that.
Yes. Yes.
Because Mrs. Doubtfire was in the 80s, right? I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire was my
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And
It's a
now
funny
it's
movie.
30
Yeah.
years ago?
Yeah, it's a long time
But
ago.
you can't. Today, you could never
I
do
don't
anything
even
like
know
that.
like Good Morning Vietnam, which is not even a comedy, but there's comedy stuff. I don't even know if that would be appropriate now. Probably not. It'd probably be canceled. Stupid.
You couldn't even
Yeah.
do the original Jumanji now.
No, I don't think you could. There's too many white people in it.
And they're all toxic. Every single one of them. Every fucking single one of them. And again, I don't mean to make light of it. It sounds like I'm making light of it, and I'm really not.
Yeah,
Right. But
it's
this is
somewhat
why every
depressing.
movie we go and see is
Mhm.
either a superhero movie
Popeye. Yes.
or a dour. It's very they're very heavy movies.
Yeah.
Right. Again, Ghostbuster Afterlife, I think, is an anomaly to me.
I
in regards to
understand
the
why
recent
so many
releases.
people in the YouTube community or whatever like that movie. I get it. You know, there's just some movies that I'm just like, I get it.
Some folks are saying it was
They
too
want to see it.
nostalgic. It was
You know,
overdone
some
for
people said it
nostalgia.
has bad pacing and there was some problems.
Oh, fuck you with the pacing. But
you know, I don't.
Leah Rose is right. I mean, Popeye was funny.
Mhm.
Isn't it interesting? All of
Yeah.
these movies that we go back to when we think of the comedies, how many
Yes.
of them are Robin Williams comedies?
True.
No, it's
Well, look at how
is
good
it not
Hook
true?
was. Look at how good Hook was. Hook was very good. I saw that in the theater many years ago with my father.
Yeah.
You know, when they had the mall theater.
And
I mean,
and,
it was
and talk about
it was very good.
Unfortunately, a sad person.
Yes,
Oh,
I
Mr.
know.
Bean, good one, Leia.
I know you're
Um,
talking about Dustin Hoffman. It just blows my mind.
But these movies are 30-ish years old.
Yes, and they're still they're really
within
good.
Within the last 5 years, who can, other than the Hitman's Bodyguard's wife,
Yeah.
which apparently was 3 months ago,
Mhm.
who can think of another mainstream comedy?
I can't.
You
I
don't
don't
do
know.
them anymore
It's-
because people can't
No.
laugh without getting
No.
offended now.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Bean was actually pretty funny, but I don't know if that's canceled now. In terms of, with the way that a lot of people are thinking nowadays. So,
Yeah,
you know,
just can't do it.
it was ridiculous. Yeah, the original Three Stooges was still funny, but that'd be canceled in this day and age too. I'm sure it's stupid.
Three Stooges.
Oh yeah.
No, one of them's a skinhead. You can't do Three Stooges anymore. I mean,
Right. Stupid. So we'll see if anyone breaks out of that mold and says, you know, we're going to do so. I mean, sure, like Guardians of the Galaxy had a lot of really good comedy. It had funny parts, but I wouldn't call it a comedy. But, you know, it's definitely had funny comedy parts, which I was still hoping to see in the Suicide Squad. There was a few moments, but even in that, we're going to throw in these dick jokes. We're going to throw in this. It's like, I guess, but you guys are obsessed with this stuff. Like, there's other kind of comedy that we can do in these type of scenes.
To me, dick jokes and some of the rest of it, the gutter humor,
yeah,
to me it's the lowest of the low, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
It's literally
Tootsie.
like
Tootsie's another one, right? You think of
Oh my
Tootsie
gosh,
and
Tootsie.
some of the rest of the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was funny, but it was well written.
Yes,
right? And you
because
have to go
people
to this-
because it was a time and effort. That's what you see like with these fan projects. And you ask yourself, why aren't these, and I've said this before, I'm going to say this 1,000 times, why aren't these the kind of people that are hired? They need, if they care this much about this project, this much about the company, and they understand the property, hire these people.
Mhm.
But they won't. They hire these other nimrods, you know, so.
You know,
It makes no sense.
It's tough for me, right? Again, it's not like I've gone out to the movies and not liked some of the things I've seen. I totally have, right?
Yep.
But they're not comedies, right? The comedies are gone.
Yep.
Sad.
Hey, Gamers Shack. Welcome.
What's up? Oh,
Gamer
and
Shack.
hey, what's up, Matt Lorian?
Yeah, we got a couple other folks.
Very, very, yes.
I like Norm Macdonald. I mean, he's passed now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is passed, sadly.
Yeah,
and
let him
he
rest.
he
But Norm
pushed the
Macdonald
bound.
was great.
Oh, he pushed the boundaries so much. And it's like we don't have a lot of people like that anymore. Even some of these people, even the Chris Rock comes out and he's like, yeah, I can't take this anymore. And then there's other people who are like, oh no, we have to. Seth MacFarlane, you know, came out, and like I'm gonna have to start pandering. And Seth Rogen has literally lost his mind. I hope he finds it again, and so is Sarah Silverman. They've lost their minds. Like, you guys just need to go out, take a walk, whatever. You two are ridiculous lately, just ridiculous.
I will say on a different note, I think those events are actually at the moment now they're gone. They're quite a bit of a time back, but on the stand-up comedy side of things, Kevin Hart, I just I laugh my ass off on his shows. I think I binged him all of the stuff that is on Netflix at some point.
Yeah.
That is hilarious stuff.
Yeah,
like,
dude, it can be very funny. And Chris Rock has been in some movies that you're just like, this script and
His
plot
movies
is very
hasn't been the
good.
greatest.
Yeah, so there's been some he's been really good in. There's other ones.
You cannot dispute. Have you all seen Chris Rock do a stand-up in person?
I have not. No,
I
sure
have.
it can be very.
I have, and you are transfixed the entire show.
And the thing is,
he does a great.
We miss people like, of course, Chris Farley and John Candy and stuff, and John Belushi, and who knows what John Belushi would have ended up doing in his career. It wasn't the fact that Chris Farley was just this fat guy or whatever. It's just that Tommy Boy is actually a pretty good script, and these scripts, there was actually a pretty good story in there, so we don't. Yeah, I don't know. Grown-ups, I thought Grown-ups had too much bathroom humor for me. I didn't care.
It's a lot of potty humor.
I didn't care for that. I watched the first one, but I don't know.
But speaking of movies that they wouldn't make anymore, and this also kind of goes back into the Disney realm. They wouldn't make a Pocahontas movie again.
No.
Never. I watched that.
No.
I think 2 weeks ago. Great movie. Still phenomenal movie. I think it's I don't know, the old Disney movies, I will say, you can say whatever you want about Disney now, but those movies, at least some of them, most of them.
Hey Darth, what's up, man? Yeah, it's just I just wish we could find a way to buy some of this stuff. And then we said, look, we can do this again. We're not worried about being canceled. Comedy is supposed to be comedy. And it's just these studios are like, we can't do this. We can't do this. Twitter's going to just ream us and destroy us and whatever. It's crazy. We're missing out on a lot of these opportunities, and who knows when they're going to come back.
Some of the stuff is
maybe
it's again, not to be so gloomy. It's not coming back.
No, I don't think it ever will, and it sucks.
Is gone. It's gone because there's until or unless something changes and there's a market for it again.
It's just like, and it's like, even with the Naked Gun, there was some bathroom humor and stuff, but there was more to that than just. It's the same.
All that stuff.
Yeah, it's the same with like Family Guy. There was more than just the bathroom humor, and now they're focusing more on that because they're scared to do this. It's just crazy.
They don't want to be canceled for it, right? They don't want
nuts, but it's like it doesn't matter what their politics are, this and that. It's like, just do it. That's what you did before, and that's what people respected. You're going to lose respect when you're just like, nope, I'm going to pander. That's it. I'm done. It's like, I know I'm going to make more money doing this. No, you're not. People will respect you more for going out of your way to not pander. But, we're not these studios. We don't work there. We don't run them. We don't do this. And, if we did, things would be different. But, we're still going to get good entertainment.
For the better or the worse.
Yes, for the better or the worse, right?
Let's not get too sugarcoaty here.
Yes.
Yes. In the meantime, I'll just go back and watch Airplane again.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Watch the original Caddyshack. Forget about Caddyshack 2 because that.
Caddyshack 2 is not good.
But Caddyshack 1, it's underrated. It's a funny movie. It has a good script. You can't usually go wrong with Ted Knight and Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, and Chevy Chase.
Well, you can't
He can be
today,
funny.
right? I mean,
Today with Chevy Chase,
Ted
I know.
Knight. Ted Knight.
I don't
Rodney
even think.
Dangerfield.
I don't think Community can be made now. I don't think The Office could be made in this time period. It sucks. The American version of The Office.
Mhm.
Steve Carell had come out and said, "Oh, we wouldn't be able to do this now." It's like, well, that's
He's
a
right.
shame.
By the way, Steve Carell needs to.
Yep, I agree. Gamers. Yep.
Completely lost
Rodney
my point.
Dangerfield can be funny. Back to School. That was a funny movie. If you haven't watched that,
Back to School was a very again another movie.
Yes.
That could never be made now.
No. Definitely not.
Ricky Gervais is probably one of the best examples for not giving a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck. I love it.
I mean, dude, I still go back to when he hosted like the Emmys and stuff, and like
that was so bad.
Just roast the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Hear No Evil, See No Evil movie. Did I ever see that? I don't. Did you see that, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
I like that movie.
That one.
Yeah. You've never seen Hear No Evil, See No Evil?
I don't think I've seen that one. When did that come out? Like more than 10 years ago or something?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Speak
No Evil. Speak No Evil.
Speak No Evil. Okay.
I have not seen the new Morbius clip. Is there something new?
1994.
I mean, I guess.
I might have seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor films.
They
did a few together, right? Didn't they do more than one together? Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor? They did more than one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and Kevin Spacey was in it too.
Kevin Spacey. He's been in a lot of great films, but over the years.
Oh, actually, in 1989. I stand corrected.
89. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, average. I haven't really been too hyped about the new Matrix.
Yeah, me either, dude. I feel the same way. I was over. Yep,
so funny story about
the Matrix now.
Funny story about the new Matrix, right? Because it's coming out within a week of Spider-Man.
Yep.
And because of so Spider-Man's like the 17th, 18th, and the Matrix is the 22nd. Of course, the Matrix, which I didn't realize this, the Matrix is going to be releasing on HBO Max also the same time as in the theater.
Yes.
So as I think partially as a result of that, because the Spider-Man ticket sales were so crazy, they took some of the screens that were going to be for the Matrix and the theaters reallocated them for Spider-Man.
Oh, no, of course. Well, Spider-Man's going to be massive. Suppose it should be. I don't know. I know people are like, "Oh, it's going to be the greatest movie ever," and stuff.
Honestly, there are a lot of people that have Endgame vibes with this movie.
Yeah. So there is some people are like, they're like, well, why not delay the Matrix by a couple weeks? And actually, Cash, I think we talked about this with Nick a few weeks ago, and I was like, all this stuff is coming out at the same time, right? This is just dumb.
This is exactly what Scarlett Johansson was talking about with the Black Widow thing. With it's on Disney Plus, and then it's on. This is not good. This is what people have problems with Christopher Nolan. They don't like the streaming. I know Patty Jenkins has problems with that. I read an article about that. I have mixed feelings about Patty Jenkins, but I did agree with her that there is a problem there with the streaming stuff because these people are losing money. And then people are like, I don't want to go to the theater. I'll just watch it on streaming. I'll just stream it.
And also, I mean, I don't know how the situation is over here, over where you guys are at, but like it's already, it's kind of getting better again, but it has been pretty rough getting into public stuff right now. I think probably because of the new version.
You in Germany right now, you have a lot of stipulations, right? You have to, even if you're vaxxed, you have to send your proof, and you have to have a test, or is it both those things?
You still need proof, like a test. Yeah, it's bad right now.
Yeah, you all are really, really bad.
16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. Oh yes, dude, quality films. I mean, John Hughes knew how to do things. He just
So again, whether we say we needed a new Matrix movie or not, put that to the side. Somebody else other than us decided there was going to be another Matrix movie, and
Yes,
Keanu
they did.
Reeves is in it.
That's right. He is.
Right. So for me, even though I don't think we needed it, I want it to be the best movie it can be, and I want everyone to have the best experience they can have.
But it bothers you.
Wait, are you eating a gingerbread cookie?
Oh.
Are you eating gingerbread right now? No gingerbread on stream. No gingerbread on stream. Possibly. It looked like a gingerbread man. Put that to the side. But we want it to be the best. We want it to be the best Matrix movie it can be, right? And why do you put it out at the same time as Spider-Man? Even if Spider-Man's moved around or whatever, why are you doing it?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, I just we need to highlight the Gamers Shack comment. I was born in the 80s and had an 80s mother, so I lived in the 80s and 90s. Best time of my life. Yeah, I mean, that's what I always go back to. That's why I would tell Strike, younger generation, like, go back and watch the old 90s stuff. People put their heart and their soul into it, and you can just tell with the characters. They weren't one-dimensional. We didn't worry so much about it. Was a different time, but we need to get back to some of that, and hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. I think with stuff on Disney Plus, there'll be some stuff. There'll be things, but yeah, comedies right now, in terms of worrying about offending people or whatever, and it just, who knows if we'll ever see stuff like Old School or other things that I've said before. Who knows, But other things are coming back. The Matrix. I agree with Strike. I'm just not that excited about it. If I watch it, I'll watch it on HBO Max.
I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I don't want it, but I don't want it to be a failure, right? And I don't want it to have I don't want it to be artificially bad because of
Yeah.
What does this even mean?
I'll tell you later. It's actually an inside joke.
I don't understand.
Strike and I get it.
Hi, MJ.
That's right. Anyways, it's just too bad. We're just limiting ourselves with movies, and how many more remakes do we have to have come out? I mean, when does it end? It doesn't, obviously, but it's crazy. There's just certain stuff. I mean, I know you want to see the West Side Story, but I just have no desire to see it, Matt. I just have no desire. I love the original, man. And
again, the West Side Story is another one that we just didn't need it. Right?
No,
but it's Steven Spielberg.
It's there. I know, but it's just like, couldn't he have done something else? He does, but do something else. He's still pushing the boundaries, so do something else.
Well, listen, Ridley Scott has done like 3 other things recently, right? And
yes,
all of them have bombed.
Well, I think Gucci has made good money, actually.
Yeah, Gucci might be the exception, right? But I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? They're just not.
I know
the director's renown no longer.
And The
matters.
Last Duel is so good.
Last Duel was awesome. The Last Duel is so awesome.
Aggravating that these movies
so
bomb.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's a sad one, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's up? There's someone from.
No, that's not what I said. I said, please join. I didn't say anything about lesbian sex.
Oh that is a great question. Matt?
No, I don't know what happened. He's just here to see Leah Rose. I don't know anything else about the rest of it. No.
Oh, gosh. Phil McCracken. What did Gamer Shack say? I passed out in the theaters for Ghostbusters remake. When I tried to watch it at home, I passed out again. Yeah, I understand. It's just there's certain. I get it. I understand why Valiant. I understand why other people like this movie. I get it. They feel it's the apology letter. That's what I like to call it. Ghostbusters Afterlife, the apology letter for 2016. That's what I think the title should be. Something, you know, because a lot
film is unexcusable.
Yeah.
So I never saw Ghostbusters 2016 right?
Please
so
don't.
I can't. I know everyone says please don't or whatever. When I
it's
saw
like
those
Star Trek
previews-
5. Don't watch it. But,
when I saw those previews, I'm like,
The
this
Last Jedi.
doesn't. I was like, this
Yeah.
doesn't interest me, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't put it on the schedule. So I can't speak to what all happened in that movie, right? I can only speak to my experience from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Right.
I loved the movie. I really loved the movie. Right? Yes, it was nostalgic, and yeah, it brought me back to my childhood as a child of the 80s and all that stuff. But I didn't feel cheap watching that movie. Right? I didn't feel like I wasted my time in the theater or that they got me by watching the movie, right? I liked the movie. People applauded. There was there was a lot of other folks in the theater who really liked that movie. I'm like, that's what a movie should be.
Yep. Did you, Phil McCracken? You did not just say you love Star
He
Trek
loves
5.
Phil McCracken
Phil.
loves Star Trek 5.
Do you really?
He does.
Like,
He loves Star
seriously?
Trek 5. No,
Or you
he's
just
not
messing
trolling.
with us?
No, he's not trolling. Phil McCracken loves Star Trek 5.
Wow. That's a hot
To
take.
each their own. I can't help it that his
speak
taste
on
is
that.
horrible. Can't help it that he has a horrible taste. But he likes Star Trek 5.
I mean, to be honest, you have horrible taste if you like Star Trek. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh, wait, here he goes. Well, it's great.
Well, this is my first and last. And
Yeah, your first and last time on the Fan Hooligans. Phil McCracken, you want to come on? You know, we got a spot opening up very quickly.
It's too funny.
Very,
but-
very quickly.
No, it's just like Matt has opened my eyes a little bit on stuff. It's like, look, I get it. If we want this stuff to go away, but then we have to want it. But I also agree with people like Crit. Like, we can't just consume, even if it's not that good. But it's Star Trek or it's Star Wars. But if it's not that good, then the show, the movie, whatever, then we have every right to criticize it. You know, all these properties.
My biggest thing, which I've said before, I'll say again, and I will always say, like what you like. Don't like what you don't like.
Exactly.
But go out, give it a try, and inform your own opinion. And if you didn't think you were going to like it going into it, and you still didn't like it after you saw it, peace and love. But there is always that chance that you think you're not going to like it. When you go and see it, and you're like, fuck me, I like that. That was okay. Right. And I didn't take the opportunity away from myself to go and like that.
Right.
Because I gave it a shot.
Yes.
That's only for me. No, if everyone liked what I liked, what a sad world it would be. Even though I am always right.
Here we go. Yes, yes.
But what a sad world it would be, right? I don't want everyone to like what I like. I just want folks to go out and experience the stuff, and whether that's actually go out or watch it when it streams, I don't care how you do it, right? But what my biggest problem is, people turn themselves off from experiencing things because of what's being pushed into them.
Oh, I know.
And that's what really hurts my soul, right? Because before we never had that experience, we never had that opportunity, right? You either went out and saw it or you didn't. Why did I highlight it? I highlighted it anyway. Highlighted it anyway.
That movie was, oh god, that movie.
Red Sonja. Red Sonja was a bad movie.
Gosh.
Snake Eyes was a masterpiece, but Red Sonja was a bad movie.
No, definitely not even close. Oh god.
But again, you all watched it. You didn't like it.
No.
Perfect. Perfectly okay.
No.
It doesn't stop the fact that I liked it.
No.
Right?
Oh, no.
The fact you didn't like it, that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm still going to
It's true.
like it.
Listen, especially I feel like with franchises that I care about. So, for instance, Star Wars obviously comes right up, but even with things like the upcoming Lord of the Rings series,
I'm worried about that one, Strike, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
The thing is, as long as you don't know anything about it, and as long as you haven't watched it, I will stay cautiously optimistic, as Obi-Wan likes to say. And like, I'll judge it once I see it.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Right? Don't count yourself out on it, right? I mean, it's like, you know, that's again, to me, it's always like, well, I'm not going to go and see that because this, and that, and these folks and those folks, and whatever happened, or I heard this.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you might still like it. It's possible. The Last Duel goes into that category, right?
Yep.
If nobody ever went to see The Last Duel because of what got pushed to us,
so good,
just totally missed out on a great story. Ridley Scott, for crying out loud, right? You can say I'm shilling for these directors or whatever, but they're not going to be around forever, right? And they don't they don't cast on to these movies without really thinking that they can do something great,
right?
And it's very tough for me, right? It's very tough for me when these wonderful directors are bombing.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It really does, because they're still pushing the boundaries. Ridley Scott's still pushing the boundaries, you know. And if his brother was still alive, Tony would be pushing the boundaries too. I'm sure of it. But sadly, Tony had a lot of issues that it's too bad.
Phil McCracken's exactly right. Right. Again, just before this becomes a Snake Eyes business, he totally does do a lot of things that are very inconsistent with where we find Snake Eyes in the generally accepted G.I. Joe canon.
Yes. Oh gosh, it's terrible. Yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, no, sorry, continue.
No, all I was going to say is, like everything else, right? There's a reason why people end up, or characters end up in a place. And I'm not going to make this about Luke. I'm not going to go there, right? All I'm going to say is, if you think about it from that way, in the way they ended the Snake Eyes movie, you could say, okay, now I kind of understand how we ended up getting the Snake Eyes we ended up with. I will tell you, all kidding aside, I thought they did a much better job with Storm Shadow's backstory in that movie than they did with Snake Eyes. I really do. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a great G.I. Joe movie. I don't want to go back into all this. It's not supposed to be a Snake Eyes stream.
Right.
I'm just saying, if you look at the two characters and where they left them, I think they did a better job with Storm Shadow.
Yeah, I guess so. That movie was a mess, though, dude. They did a much better job with Storm Shadow in the other G.I. Joe films.
I'm not saying we needed that movie, right?
No.
I'm not, again, don't get me wrong. It's the same conversation we've been having. I'm just judging it for what we got. My biggest problem was there wasn't enough Cobra in the movie.
Yeah,
right? I had so many other problems with the movie that had really nothing to do with really why the movie existed, which just goes again to say the movie shouldn't have existed in the first place, at least not in what we got.
Right.
But we got it.
Yeah.
But talking about things that bomb, you know what's not going to bomb? And I say that with all my pride as a Boba shill. Book of Boba Fett.
I knew it.
See, what's interesting
I'm shocked.
Book of Boba Fett, I also don't think it's going to bomb, right? But I think I suggested I've been talking. I feel like I've been talking for like days and days and days. All of a sudden on YouTube, it's like, oh my god, this guy's talking again. But I feel like in one of my recent ramblings, right, I suggested that the reason why I didn't suggest it, I stated it, right, that the reason why Boba didn't take his armor back from Cobb Vanth is because Cobb needed it and he was doing something with it, and Boba knew where it was at and he didn't have a problem with it. and I got a ration of shit for that commentary, right? I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to say that I thought somehow Boba became a good guy,
which he didn't.
which again, he's already been saying he's going to be an anti-hero and all these other things,
right.
All I'm saying is the guy's had some things happen, right?
Yes.
Sarlacc once or twice,
Yes.
depending on what you believe and what they bring back into it, and all these other
Mhm.
things, right? He knew where his armor was. He didn't need it.
Right.
This guy was doing something good with it. Who
Yep.
cares?
Yeah.
Right,
I'm not
it
bothered
came
by that
back.
either,
It
dude.
came back to me like, oh, no, fuck you. I mean, Boba. We're saying Boba was a good guy. I'm like, characters do evolve.
Yeah.
Right, and while I don't think he's going to be a good guy in Book of Boba Fett, clearly, and I think he'll be the anti-hero, and I think we're going to be very happy with the series.
Right.
He's not a scoundrel. To take another commentary from another stream and bring it back up, right? There are things that he's trying to do that he's doing, right, that I'm very excited to see explored in the Book of Boba Fett, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a sinister individual.
No, I don't
right?
think
He's
he
not
is.
murdering babies.
No.
Right? He's not, you know what I mean? And people like, I don't know what some folks think they want Boba Fett to be, right? But it's just not consistent with any of the source material if you believe even a small amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is what makes Boba Fett so appealing, is because he is legitimately acting more like I don't know how to say this, but like a real person, or like a man of his own, or like he does have like just this mind of its own. Like he can decide in the moment what's right and wrong, and what actions are appropriate and which are not. So I think that is like partially, like, he's not that guy that's just going to act good or just going to act bad in certain moments. Like, he chooses, or he thinks about how to react in the moment. But
And I think
that's why it's like,
I think he's a wonderful businessman, right? I think we're going to see Boba Fett the businessman, right? I think he's going to step in and he's going to do great things where I don't think when we think of Jabba the Hutt, do we think great businessman? Do we think enabling personality? Right? I mean, I think there's a lot of that going on, right? Where it's like, Boba's like, okay, I can do this.
Boba explained it the best. Jabba ruled with fear. I think Jabba was, the Hutts are just these bad mother effers who just,
they manipulate
they just enjoy their power.
Yep. They
Power
use
for the
other
sake of
people.
power.
Yes. They're happy to send other people on jobs.
All clones are Order 66 to me.
I don't know what this means.
I
Tell us
have no
more.
idea.
I saw it.
I'm not sure.
I am intrigued, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, we know Boba didn't have a chip in his head, right?
No.
So I mean,
No,
there was
he did not.
So I mean, if we're thinking about him encountering other clones or remaining clones, right, and how they do or don't deal with Jedis, I don't know anything about that, right? But on this point, I don't personally, I don't want him to encounter Luke. I don't want to see Grogu again, right? I don't in the Book of Boba Fett anyway, right? I want to.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's Disney.
Yep.
I don't want to either, right? I want to have a kick-ass Boba story for 7 episodes, right? Where cool things happen and Mace Windu comes back, and all those other things, right? And whatever's going to go on, and maybe there'll be a second season. Who knows?
I will say though, I have great trust in Robert Rodriguez. I think the man.
Well, he's only got Robert Rodriguez is only doing 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, but yeah,
he's back.
But
so I have great trust in Robert Rodriguez also, right? I'm not saying just because he's only doing 3 episodes that the series is going to bomb.
The people that I've seen that are working on it, they all seem like competent people that have had something to do with character or the franchise in a positive way in the past.
And Dave's got an episode. Who knows what we'll see in that episode, right?
Actually, I have an idea, and I'm sort of thinking because he's always kind of brought back a Clone Wars character. What if we see a Clone Wars bounty hunter? I mean, I'm rooting for Ambo personally, but
I think I'm with you, but I think Dave's episode is going to be the Cad Bane episode. I think Cad Bane will come back, and I think it will be in the one that Dave is directing and has probably written because that's his thing. And
it's literally
who wouldn't love that? By the way, I would love that myself, even
That would
though
be pretty
Clone Wars,
cool.
but I would love that.
The scene he already had in the scrap Clone Wars scene, that the deleted one.
Yeah, totally. I think he's going to do that. I think that's why we're having Dave do one.
I mean, the fire spray one is pretty much out of the way at this point, anyway. As far as I know, but
if they want to do that right and keep the nonsense to the minimum, we'll see how he gets a ship back or whatever, and he'll just never call it a name.
Yeah, exactly.
There's really no reason why the ship has to be called a name.
Listen, the only times the Slave One has been name dropped in Star Wars was in 2 episodes in Clone Wars. Otherwise, the name was never mentioned.
Yeah.
So there's no problem in just not saying the name and leaving it. I think we lost Matt.
Did we? Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, no.
Froze. Well, we can
take over.
We can take over again.
I will say though, my time is slowly running out.
I should. It's funny seeing Matt.
All right, let's freeze.
Oh, you moved a little bit there. He's gone. All right. All right. Well, Phil McCracken muted him. Oh, no, he's back.
Now I can.
No, sorry about that. My primary internet went down, so I had to. I had to fail over, right? So I don't know if you heard anything I was babbling about, right? But all I was saying was I didn't think there's a reason why they should call. They don't have to call the fire. They don't have to call Slave One and Fire Spray a name. Just show us the ship.
Right.
You know,
I think,
fine.
I don't know if you heard that. I think you were already gone by that point. But like as I said, the only times when the Slave One was name dropped is in Clone Wars in 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
But otherwise never.
Yeah.
So there's no problem in just not saying the name.
Right.
Again, we saw the teaser in the last trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever it was parked, they're going to go back and get it. It's going to be awesome. I think in that whatever that city is, which we still don't know. If you looked off there in the distance, it was there. You could see the Slave One flying, right? So I mean, the ship will be shown in the series. I just don't think they need to name it.
And Phil McCracken, 100% agree. I mean, I know quite a bit about Boba, but just looking at the cinematic side of things, I think if they just don't say the name at all, that would be a better fit if they have a problem with the name. I think it's stupid too, don't get me wrong. It's always been the Slave One for me.
Yeah, dude, it'll always be Slave One, and it's always going to be Slave One. I don't care how many times they change these stupid words. Oh, I offended her.
And literally, that's a general problem. Like
all Disney did with that, all they did with that strike was they just started controversy, and nobody cared before, but they just decided to start controversy, Disney. So they should be proud of themselves.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah. But go ahead, dude.
That was pretty much my point. I do need to leave you guys and like.
Well, we will.
I know it's getting. I was going to say it's getting late for strike. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
gotta get to bed. Come on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Awesome.
But
what else? What else before strike goes? I know we've been going for an hour and a half.
We're doing
That's
well.
pretty good.
Yeah, we did good. Yeah.
Anything else? Final thoughts?
We just hopefully we'll just see some more better entertainment, and I think we just keep finding articles and we find stuff, and we can always find things to talk about other than Star Wars. Star Wars is good, but there's always other stuff to talk about, including Spider-Man and Marvel's doing good things and whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're just gonna end it on that cash.
Average, dude. Always the troll.
I think we're just gonna end it on that. We can like note the info that we've gathered in the stream. So Cash loves Christmas Inc. That's
Definitely
pretty
not.
much we're going to end it, I think.
Not.
Yeah.
Not,
No, Santa
not
Inc.
sure.
watch party. Yeah.
Yep. And remember, everybody, if you have a vision, don't let somebody change it. We are the Phantom Hooligans. I am Cash Money. This is Moff Risman or Matt Risman and Strike. And we have more hooligans somewhere else. Sometimes
Who
they're
knows where
streaming
they
it.
are? They're asleep.
They'll be somewhere. They'll pop
They're
up.
playing
at some point.
Zelda. Who knows what
They're
they're
playing
doing?
Zelda. We don't know what
Nobody
the hell
knows.
they're doing, but
They're not called phantoms for no reason.
Great to have everyone here. Thanks for being
All right.
here. Catch you all next week.
guys.
Peace.